finally nice out. I'm not kidding. This is like the first nice day of the summer that I'm personally getting to enjoy. We've had like a few others, but I was out of town. Of course, the 2 times I went out of town, we had some nice weather, and then when I came back, it was shit. So I'm really excited that I'm here to enjoy this. I went and got myself this little lounge chair and a little table so that I can sit outside. In the past, I would just get like a towel and lay on it, but the back porch is wood, so it's not super comfortable. My body hurts. I have like the body of an 80-year-old. It's not great. And when my dog's outside, if I'm on the ground, he's like, oh my god, you're on my level? Let's fucking play. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm trying to relax. So I got this chair, which will be really nice because it does lay back. Can I show? It lays back. Just trust me on that. So if I ever want to like sunbathe, I can be in a chair, which is nice because then there's not any ants crawling on my face either. That's always a plus. I'm just sitting out here right now. I have my laptop in case I want to write, and then I also have my little e-reader so that I can maybe read something. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to start The Irresistible Urge to Follow Your Enemy. I have started it already, but I didn't fully commit to the bit, so I think I'm going to be committing to the bit this month. I want to get through it. If you didn't know, though, The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy is written by, I don't know how to correctly pronounce the first name. Is it Brigitte or Bridget? Anywho, it's the same person who wrote Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love, which is by far one of my favorite fan fictions that I have read. It is just so... cozy is not the right word. Classically comical are the two words I will choose for it. I think it's a hit or miss on whether you like it or not and the writing style. I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. And so when I found out that they were coming out with a book, not a traditionally published version of The Batmobile, kind of like how Manacled is being turned into Alchemized, and then also there's The Auction trad publish, it's just inspired by, like, there's little remnants of it, and from the little bit that I read, I can see those things, but I can tell you right now it's not the same thing. But if you know about that little opening thing right there. It feels really nice in the shade. It's about 77 out today. Feels really nice. A little too hot in the sun, and I don't necessarily want to be sitting here sweating because I do have dinner plans. So I'm sitting in the shade, and it's really nice. Like, this is beautiful weather right now, and I know when I move to the south and it's just blazing hot, I'm gonna be like, damn, I do miss a Midwest summer. Because when we do finally get summer, it is quite nice. It's waiting for the summer to appear that sucks. Anyways, I'm gonna read for a little bit, maybe write, I don't know. I'm not super married to the idea of like out here I need to write something, but I just brought my laptop in case. I got my water. Don't have my phone. I should probably find that just in case so that I know when my friend's on her way back from her massage, so I know when to get ready to go to dinner. But I'm gonna sit and read a little bit. Oh, I just blinded myself. And this is the beginning of a little weekly hangout. Come hang out with me. Pretend that you're my friend that I sit on FaceTime all day with, which I do. So many damn planes. I have such a genuine question for all of you. When you're reading any sort of fantasy book, or I guess really any book, but this seems to be a thing that happens a lot in fantasy books, when there's a name you don't know how to pronounce, what do? I just come up with my own version of it. I'm just like, this is what it is now. So for example, there's this name, Xanthe. I'm pronouncing it Xanthe, and I don't know if that's correct. And then there's Aurorian, I believe, Aurienne. Orion? I think Orion, and then I think the guy's name is Osric? I don't know. In general, though, when it comes to fantasy books, I really don't care what the correct pronunciation is because it's whatever my mind makes it up to be. And then I just roll with it for the rest of the time. And so then when I discuss it with people, it does pose a bit of an issue because I'm saying names that they've never fucking heard. And I'm like, fair enough. It's my own little take. It's so nice out. But there's so many damn bugs. I had a fly attacking me for a little bit and I didn't appreciate that at all. I just wrote down all the things that I need to do and I'm kind of fucked. But it's okay. We have time. So don't look at the remains of the leftover from my burrito that I ate last night. After I checked in with you because I was like reading, I ended up going out to dinner with my friend. It was nice and sunny out and I had a fucking delicious passion fruit frozen margarita. Good Lord Jesus, that thing. I want 20 of them right now. And my burrito was like this, it was bigger than the size of my hand, but the photo I took of it next to my hand made my hand look either very large or the burrito very small. The burrito was like the length of my face. It was crazy and I only ate half of it, so I ate the rest of it today. But the combination of food coma
plus alcohol in my system resulted in me coming back home and falling asleep and waking up and falling asleep and waking up over and over again all night. And then it led to me somehow falling down a spiral of just looking at everything I possibly could regarding the Vatican archives and the Library of Alexandria. Fascinating, and I have more videos saved for myself to learn even more because I want to learn as much as possible. Now, granted, both of those topics, it's kind of like a he said, she said, my sources, trust me, bro, because no one really knows the truth on all of this. I mean, there are people who do know the truth of the Vatican archives, but we aren't talking to them. But you remember when we had like the trend of how often the men think of like the Roman Empire? It's like, what is your Roman Empire? I really didn't have one. I now do. And it's the Vatican archives and the Library of Alexandria. There could be worse things. I also haven't really spoken to you about this one book. Hold please. This one, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This author is about to easily become one of my auto-buy authors. And I really don't have any auto-buy authors, but as of right now, if I had to choose, it would be Rachel Gillig and Rebecca Ross. And I would say Pierce Brown, but really it's only auto-buy for the Red Rising series. I would probably buy his next book, whatever it might be, just to see how it is, but I don't know. Sometimes you like one series or one book by someone, you don't like the rest. But I have already pre-ordered Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, and I can't wait to get my greedy little hands on that. But The Night and the Moth was a book where I was actually so upset I didn't get an arc for. And I'm usually never upset about that. But that was one that I was very, very upset about. But it's okay, because I have the book now, and I'm buddy reading this, and I'm fucking loving it. I am on chapter 6, and I'm just loving this. I love Rachel Gillig's approach to world building and just like how she slowly introduces you to things, and also just her writing. It tickles my brain, and I understand that, I mean, actually both the Divine Rivals series duology and the Shepherd King duology is quite divisive. Well, maybe not divisive. That seems like a rather strong word to use. But I've noticed people will either agree with me and say they also loved it, or they'll be like, girl, what crack are you on? I don't trust you anymore. I did not like this. Which, fair. Not everything I love is for everyone else, but I feel like if you really align with my book taste and my preferences, you would love both of those duologies, which means you'll also love The Night and the Moth. I really had no idea what I was getting myself into. Just like with the Divine Rivals duology, what even is that duology's name? It's not Divine Rivals, but anyways, and the Shepherd King duology, I went in blind, had no idea what I was expecting, and I think it made my time with them that much better. And so of course, going into it blind, I really like going into books blind most of the time. I have no idea really what our goal is, what the issue is, but I'm enjoying it. However, if there ever comes a time, as of right now, if they needed me to be able to decipher between 1, 3, 4, those are characters, wouldn't be able to. They all bleed together for me right now. But I do love this, and I believe this is a duology as well. So as of right now, I will be getting the next one, because bring back duologies. I fucking love duologies. I can't wait to write a duology. Speaking of writing, I'm writing, and I made an account. I made a TikTok specifically for writing. Haven't posted anything on it. Maybe by the time I posted this video on YouTube, I will have started posting on that. But it's kind of like my little escape, just so I have a separate area to talk about like my writing journey from book reviews and stuff like that. 1 second. Well, now that rude interruption is done, I don't remember what I was saying. I think I was talking about this book though. I really like it. Okay. I need to figure out what I'm doing. Am I gonna start tackling this list? Who fucking knows? Probably, maybe. We'll see. Currently reading The Night and the Moth, and I just need to make an announcement. The name Roderick, my brain will never compute that with a hot man. So if at any point I need to consider this man hot, this knight hot, I can't. And his last name is freaking Candace or some shit. I don't think I'm pronouncing that correct. Mendacious? Mendacious? I'm sorry. I'm never gonna find this man hot, simply because of his name. And that's on me. But also, Roderick. What? No, thank you. Loving the book, though. Not finding Roderick's name hot. Rod. I don't know what books I've told you I'm reading so far. I think like The Night and the Moth, and then The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy, but I didn't tell you about my audiobook of the month, so I'm gonna. I like to have at least one audiobook going each month, just because I don't always, Like, I like having books, and I like to have something that I can listen to while I'm doing tedious little tasks for work or doing laundry, like whatever it might be, where I don't need my full brain and I can listen to something and I need something to stimulate my brain. And so this month I'm listening to Dungeon Crawler Carl, which has been making fucking waves on Book Talk. It's been out for a bit. There's a lot, I think there's like 5 or 6 books already out. I'm listening to an Audible, and what I would say is if you're interested in this book, I highly suggest the audiobook. I don't think I'd be enjoying it as much if I was reading it physically and didn't have the audiobook. I think just like the different voices, the narrator's spectacular, and like the different voices really just bring to life these different characters, kind of like the immersion of this story. So I'm really enjoying it. I have like 2 hours left in it, and it's June 2nd, 3rd, and I just started it. So it's an enjoyable time. I was already trying to figure out what audiobook I'm going to do next because obviously I'm going to finish this week, probably tomorrow or before the end of this week for sure. So I'm going to need a new one, and I don't know what to do. I have a few in my Audible library that I've just like had sitting there that I haven't listened to. So I have James, which I don't really know if I want that. I know that was like a thing people were listening to, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll give it a try, but it's a historical fiction adventure comedy. I don't know. I just did a historical fiction with the Buffalo Hunter, and I didn't love it. I could jump into Foundry Side, but then that's jumping in. Oh, but I've been wanting to read Foundry Side for a while. What's one that I own? I could get into a memory called Empire, or should I could start the Sun Eaters series. Fuck. Too many options. I could also do one of these short ones that are free on Audible, like Temporal or The Signal. I don't think they're going to be that great, but they might be a silly little easy thing to listen to until I decide. That's all I really have on here, huh? I've gone through everything else I've listened to. Get you there, bud? Can I have my hair clipped from you? See, you're shedding. I have an Australian Shepherd, and it's shedding season, and you can just really tell because everything's just coming out in clumps. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it and decide because I have a lot of books on my shelf that I'd like to get through, and some of them I think might be good audiobooks. I don't know. To be decided. See, the thing about me starting a series is that then I'm starting a series, and I'm really in the mood for like either standalone duology or a trilogy. Let me see how many. Okay, Foundry Side is a trilogy. A memory called Empire. How many books are you, my friend? There's 2 books out so far with a memory called Empire. I don't know if it's meant to be a duology. Well, that came out in 2021, so maybe it is a duology. And it's sci-fi. Whereas I think Foundry Side's fantasy, and I have a lot of fantasy already this month. And I like to just kind of get other things in there. Okay, maybe I'll listen to. We'll decide. Let me finish Dungeon Crawler Carl first. But I'm going to tell you something about my favorite snacks as of right now, just in case you cared. Both of these things have been my go-to. And no, this is not sponsored. God, do I wish it was, because holy crap, I would love to be the face of both of these. I love these chopsticks. I definitely don't get enough protein in a day, and I love me a beef stick in general. So this is a great one. 0 sugar, 10 grams of protein just in this fucking stick. It's fantastic. And then these, once every like 3 months, I will get on a hyperfixation of these. Now, there are little pieces sometimes where you get it and it's just not crunchy like you would want it to be. And those ones do upset me slightly. I do get a little upset when I get those ones. But this is a game-changing snack right here. Do I suggest both at the same time? No. No, I do not. I usually eat this first. I have a little iced tea or water moment, and then I jump into these bad boys. And I need you to know, I do eat almost an entire bag in one sitting, and that's not great for you because these aren't great for you. There's a lot of sugar in them, but it's no added sugar. The ingredients are literally just apples and cinnamon, so it's whatever sugar comes from that shit. Don't take me as like a healthy person to be looking at because I eat like shit. I'm gonna be so honest. I am the way that I am because genetics, thank God. But this is my shit. And so if you took any recommendations from me that aren't books, please, for the love of God. I'm almost out of these too. I need to go buy more. Thankfully, I found out they're at my local grocery store because I thought they were only at this one other place, and I was like, fuck, so I bought like 3 packs. Grocery store up the road. You know what I also need to get through? I need to get through my TBR that's over here on these bookshelves. I always forget about them. Ooh. Just finished chapter 8 of The Night and the Moth. One thing I have to say, it feels, you're a little crooked, hey? Put you here. The one thing I have to say is it feels like there's a quota, and that quota is you gotta hit at least one swear word each chapter. And I've talked about this, I think, already, about how it just feels a little like a harsh contrast compared to her atmospheric writing, but also the way in which these characters kind of speak. Like, for example, they say stuff like, violence is ignoble, or the human body is such a fascinating machine, though I forget the fragility of the design. But then you're saying words like shit, fuck, whatever it might be. For me, a character who speaks that way isn't just throwing around the word shit or fuck. I love a tasteful cuss word in a book, but ever since it started, which I think was like in the first or second chapter, there's been at least one swear word in each chapter. I'm not a huge fan. I reach a point where I'm like, okay, there's an overuse, and I'm a little exhausted by like swear words, but still really enjoying the story. And the ending of chapter 8, interesting. But I am buddy reading, so I'm going to pause for now because now I'm ahead. I also received my Curology package, so let's open her up. I actually don't know what's in here. I know that it's going to have like my face wash and stuff like that, but I think I forgot to update it and say that I don't need more sunscreens because I still have the sunscreen from last time. We shall see though. What? Free gift? Thank you for trusting us on your skin journey. Here's a free surprise gift. Oh, hell yeah, another barrier balm. Still have mine still going strong, but I'll take some free shit. Thank you so much. I am a loyal customer. Okay, gentle cleanser, always good. My prescription stuff. Some moisturizer. And another barrier balm. Okay. I might actually see if my friend Savannah wants one of these because now I have 3 and I do not need 3. I might also just go through my stuff and get rid of like older ones that I don't need. I like having at least 3. Now hear me out. 1 for backup, 1 at home just in case I don't order this in time and I run out, and then 1 for traveling in case I like lose it, whatever it might be. However, I don't need 3 barrier balms. A little goes a long way with this thing. Love this. If you have dry skin, 100% recommend this. If you have extremely dry skin like I do, I use the cleanser. I then put this prescription cream on. Then I put on the regular moisturizer, and then I put this on top. And then if it's during the day, I will put on like I use bio oil during the day, and then I'll put this on if I'm feeling extra dry. That's like my lifesaver, especially in the winter. My God, because my skin is so dry, it just eats up any moisture I try to give it. But anyways, might see if my friend Savannah wants this. If not, might see if my friend Carmen wants it when she comes to visit. Super fun, lots of things. Now I need to organize my desk again because it is once again messy. What am I doing with the rest of the day? I might try to get a writing session in. I've done some filming. I watched the Iron Man movie, the first one, for the very first time. Super fun. That will be up on my Patreon and my other channel, my reactions channel. And now I need to put away these books because I use these as a stand for my camera. But I think I might try to get some of like this editing done, get the files uploaded and over to my editor so she can start working on that. And then maybe I'll get a nice little writing session in today. I'm in the mood. Rachel Gillig's writing puts me in the mood for writing. Just because I'm like, I want to replicate that so bad and I never will be able to, but I can at least write in my own voice and style.
Yeah, we're using the mic because the neighbor decided right now, when the sun's going down, that it's a good time to weed whack. I don't understand. It's Saturday. It's been a hot minute since we've checked in with one another. I don't remember the last thing I told you. However, I do believe I was talking about The Night and the Moth, and I was saying something about how I cannot find a character with the name Roderick attractive or hot. I was under the impression that that was our main male character, that was our love interest. I think I was wrong. I think our main love interest name is Rory, which has better odds of me finding hot. So that's good. I also finished Dungeon Crawler Carl. I listened to this on Audible, and I think listening to it made my experience with it better. I don't know if I could have gotten through or enjoyed the story nearly as much if I had physically read it. I'm gonna put this on my shirt. That's better. Oh, it looks kind of fucking stupid, but whatever. I think the narrator did a spectacular job of bringing that story to life and really immersing me into it and making it entertaining. When I was about 40% of the way, I was like, I don't know how people do more than one of these. Now that I finished it, I know how people read more than one of these. However, I don't know how this story has been expanded across, what, 7 books now? I'm sure there's like a lot you can do. It's an open world, I'm assuming, and so you'll just like get more and more of the world as you can progress through the series. I don't think I could binge this series, but I definitely see myself like a month or two from now listening to the next one. It's a really nice palate cleanser. It's really fun. And though it is decently repetitive, like there's this pattern that you keep following, so it kind of causes different moments to all blend together. Like the story really blend together for me. I could not really tell you what happened in the beginning, what happened at the end. I'm just like, these things all happened in the story. At what point couldn't pinpoint that for you. So that's what you have missed so far. Haven't really done that much reading since we've checked in with one another. I honestly was in a bit of a funk. Still in a bit of a funk, but we're trying to force our way out of it. And since I finished Dungeon Crawler Carl, I think I mentioned this before, I like to have another audiobook on deck. I haven't fully committed to a full one, like a very long story, but I started Animal Farm and I have like less than an hour left. It's not that long of a story to begin with. You can listen to it for free on Audible. And last night I started, I haven't been able to sleep, so I was able to fall asleep at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. So I started listening to it this morning, last night, whatever the hell, and I went, oh, maybe we should wait. It's a heavy story. The one thing that I really like about George Orwell's storytelling, like with 1984 and now with Animal Farm, is how unapologetic he is at making you uncomfortable by bringing these certain topics to light and not sugarcoating anything. There's no rose tinted glasses going on. It's like, this is matter of fact. Oh, you feel uncomfortable? Oh, this feels bad? Surprise! It's very much a reflection of how our world used to be, how it is, and how it will continue to be if we don't change things. So I just really appreciate that straightforward, that bluntness in his storytelling while still telling a good story. Also, 1984, if you haven't read that, there is a free version on Audible. I don't know about the full-length version, but there's like a condensed version that they did like a whole production for. Andrew Garfield is in it. He voices one of the characters. You should definitely listen to that. It's very good. And unfortunately, both that and Animal Farm still very much a reflection of things going on in our society today. And that fucking sucks. But because I'm almost done with it, I have less than an hour left in it. I'm like, I need to figure out another one. Because I love having an audiobook on deck. I love having an audiobook to listen to when I play games, all these different things. I'm thinking about possibly listening to The Handmaid's Tale. My friend Allie had told me that she had listened to it and that the narrator feels very like disconnected and her voice sounds very numb and that it kind of adds that extra layer to the story. And so I think I'm going to listen to it. I was going to like physically read it, but I think I might actually choose the audiobook version because I do think that this might be one of those instances in which the narrator adds an extra little element to the story and the immersion of it. And I have been wanting to read this for a while. I've just never really known when I wanted to read it. It's an uncomfortable story. Like, I don't know the full gist of it, but I know enough to know that it's also not a light read. And honestly, there's never going to be the perfect time to read this book where it's not going to feel heavy. So, might as well read it after Animal Farm, you know? Oh, I also went shopping today. Do you want to see what I got? Okay. First, we'll start with my tiny little haul from Sephora. I just got a refill. I had to buy a whole new one. They don't do a refill. This isn't a fucking drink of one of my concealers that I like wearing. And then I also got this. Is it Laneige or Laneige? I think it's Laneige. I don't fucking know. Just one of their lip products. Listen, I used to be obsessed with makeup and then I was obsessed with skincare. And then I just kind of learned that when it comes to makeup and skincare, less is more and better for my skin and my appearance. And so I don't really like fuck with what I do on my face. All of that, the makeup routine stays the same. We kind of use the same products. I will just keep buying the same things. But the one thing that I love having multiple things and trying new things, lip products. It's my favorite fucking thing. Like I also recently got these little lip gloss lip tint things from NYX that I really like the way that they stayed my lips. This one's a little crazy. It's a little much for me sometimes, but I really like using this one as a lip stain and then sometimes pairing it with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, I believe. Is that what you are? Who are you? Yeah, the Pillow Talk lip liner, and then I'll just put some like lip balm over it. Also, my favorite lip balm is Jack Black. This isn't my favorite one though. The superior one is Pineapple Mint. If you take any recommendation from me for any sort of beauty skincare thing, both men and women, Jack Black Pineapple Mint. You can get it on Amazon. I think they sell it in some stores, but I don't see any stores around me that sell it, so I get it on Amazon. I'm telling you right now, I buy that shit like it's fucking crack, and I'm an addict who will die without it. But I got that, and then I got some clothes, so let's go look at it. So my rule when it comes to clothes is if I find a pair of jeans that fit perfectly, I have to buy them because it's very rare that that happens for me. They're not in here. What am I doing? Abercrombie and Fitch has had one hell of a comeback for me personally. I shopped there when I was like in middle school, junior high even, and then I did not really love the clothing. However, their clothing has gotten better, but their jeans are the best jeans I've ever found in my entire life. The jeans that I always wear, the best pair that have ever fit me, they're currently in the wash. They're from Abercrombie and Fitch, and that specific pair, I cannot get the black pair in my size because they won't restock it. So I've been on the hunt for a good black pair that's slim with a flare or a boot cut. That is my favorite style. I think it's so flattering. Girlies, please get on it. But I got the boot cut mid-rise. Mid-rise also works best for me because I got a tiny little torso. I'm mostly legs. And so mid-rise is the most flattering. And then they flare out very nicely. I believe I have a photo. I can enter the photo here. That top I also got from Abercrombie & Fitch. Kind of fucks. So I got a black pair. This is the boot cut. I'm telling you that distinction right now because these are boot cut. No, the boot cut. And the difference between it is for the regular length, this is about an inch longer than this one, which is about an inch too long for me when I wear like flats or sneakers or anything like that. But that's fine because I really wanted a pair of black flare cut boot cut jeans to wear with like my booties or heels to dress up casually or even more. And then I'll work on finding a pair for everyday use. But that was fine because they're the perfect length for when I wear booties, which in this photo that I showed you, I have booties on. But these dark wash denim, which is what I wanted a dark denim because the ones that fit me great are a light wash and those are great, but I tend to find that they look the most casual and I wanted a darker pair because sometimes it just looks better, but also I feel like you can dress up darker denim a little bit more. I don't know. But these are the perfect goddamn length, okay? And you know what? I'll tell you what size I am in case you look at me and you're like, hey, we're about the same size. What fucking size did you get? I get the 24 regular. Oh, and also I am 5'7". That probably would help you. If you're like, hey, what height are you? Are these the right length on me? I'm 5'7". I also got a new pair of shorts, which are on my body right now, but I'm not going to show you them because they're kind of short, but they're just for lounging around. But they're from Aerie, and they feel like air. It feels like I have nothing on, and that's so nice because I hate when I'm lounging around in shorts and I can feel the waistband. And there's no drawstring on it, which I also fucking love because I hate the drawstring because I have to tie it a little tighter. And then when I really got to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night because I just chugged a bunch of water, I gotta untie that shit. It pisses me off. Anywho, this is the red shirt that I was wearing in that photo. It's just like, kind of like this linen mimic fabric that I really quite like, and it just has buttons that button up. Honestly, an extra size extra small probably would have fit me a little bit like better, would have been a little more form-fitting, but I quite liked the slightly looser style of this one. And then I also got this blue, also like faux kind of linen, or is this actually linen? I don't know, but kind of the same material. Got this blue little dress, and again, an extra small would have been a little bit more form-fitting, maybe slightly more flattering, but a lot of the dresses I own are rather more fitting, like around the waist and cinch a bit, and then they flow out, whereas this one is just a little comfier, which is nice, especially if you're gonna wear it out to eat, say, a lot of pasta, which I'm going to be doing with my work in 2 weeks at our end of the year retreat. I also got some other things, but you don't get to see that because Aerie had a sale, girls. Just so you know, Aerie currently has a sale going on. 6 pairs of underwear for $30, just so you know. And I did take advantage of that. Oh, and I got some sweatpants. Some nice little thinner sweatpants to wear during the summer because I like wearing sweatpants, but not my thick ones that are for the winter when it's hot out. Which it's currently warm out, which is quite nice because usually I'm complaining that it's cold here. I'm sure it's going to drop to the 60s next week. That's all I bought. I believe. I had the urge to go to Barnes & Noble, and I didn't because I'm a strong soldier sometimes. I also have this urge and desire to go through all of my books, including back here and over there on those shelves, and reorganize and get rid of books again, but I am not giving in to that monster right now because that's just setting me up for anger. You know, I'll enjoy myself for the first 20 minutes, and then an hour from now, I'm gonna be pissed and there's gonna be books all around my room, and I'm not gonna wanna do it anymore because the idea of unhauling and reorganizing your bookshelf is so appealing. It's so, you're like, yes, that sounds amazing, let me do it. And then you have all of the books off your shelf and you're like, why am I doing this? Because now I have to figure out how I'm gonna organize these, which is a really big stressor for me. And if I don't, my books are everywhere, like everywhere. So I have to finish it. And it's just really stressful. So I'm not doing that because I've already unhauled stuff today, you know? I got rid of a bunch of pairs of pants that just I either don't like, they don't fit me correctly, or they upset me the way that they feel on my skin. I got rid of like 8 pairs because it was a trial and error for me finding pants. Like I rarely find specifically jeans that fit well. Now that I have I have like 5 staple pair of jeans that I quite like, and they're different styles. I got rid of the others because we don't fucking need them. I got rid of that, got rid of some shirts, and I feel good. I feel good enough where I think I should get the rest of my quesadilla. Ah, I wish I had ice cream.
Pretty sure the last thing I said on here was like, oh, I want to rearrange my bookshelf, but I'm not going to do that. I almost did that. I'm this close to doing it. I still might do it tonight. But firstly, I'm going to go through these books and really be cutthroat about it and decide if there's anything I want to get rid of. Because when I reorganize my bookshelf, I don't think everything's going to fit over there still. I mean, I have it kind of like a clusterfuck right now. No, we're not even going to look at the little shelves. Let's look at the main big one, the one that is overflowing and scares me on the daily. Not that it wasn't installed well, because it was. It's just, look how much is up there. And I do know that I'm going to be receiving 2 books in the mail. I don't know when. I got a notification that it was shipped sometime early last week, but they are some really pretty special rebound editions of the Shepherd King duology, and so those are going to go over there, and I'm going to want to display them, which I do have an idea for displaying where I'll still have books behind so that like displaying books doesn't take up all of that space. Like I'll still have books on there, but it is going to take up some space, so there's going to be more that's going over here, and we can't have all of these. I need to get rid of some stuff. I think the easiest one to get rid of first is this by Christopher Paolini. It is Fractal Noise. I don't think I'll ever actually read this, and if I do, I'll just read it on the Kindle. There are some books that I'm okay with the idea of just reading on the Kindle and then not owning the physical copy, and I think this is one of them. I don't believe this is going to be a book that I'm going to be writing home about and be sitting here saying, I need a trophy because I read it, which I usually need a trophy for a book if I really enjoyed it or enjoyed it enough and I see myself recommending it, or this is going to sound crazy, if I really, really hated it and I need a trophy for getting through it. But I haven't done that in a while. I'm trying to get rid of that trait of mine. Because it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Inkblood, Sister Scribe. I feel so bad and I want to read this. Well, do I? Hold on. Let me read the first page. I don't know. I bought this years ago and I really haven't had any desire to read it. I'm pretty sure I've been told it's good. I don't really see people speak about it, which could mean one of 2 things. One, it's a hidden goldie, and I could be the one to shove it down everyone's throat, or it just isn't resonating that well. I don't know. I just don't think this is one that I'm going to be reaching for anytime soon. And my physical TBR, I believe, is over 100 books. And so I just really want to get rid of some. And just like with Fractal Noise, if I do eventually want to read this, I think I'm okay with just reading it on the Kindle. Which brings me to another one that I have wanted to read, but not enough. The Jasad Air? I don't believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have this on my Kindle, and I've never started it. I've never even thought about having it on my TBR for a month, so I think she can go. I got this a while ago, of course, and I got it because I'd made a video about enemies to lovers and how I feel like books don't truly know how to do enemies to lovers anymore. And a bunch of people told me that this one does. And so for research purposes, I was collecting a bunch of books that people said was true enemies to lovers, and I was going to go through them, read them, and then let you know. The one thing is, is romantasy is a very big hit or miss for me. I am someone, I like romance in my books. Please, I like it. But I am someone who prefers the fantasy to be the main forefront and for there to be some romance in it, but not like the main driving force. And not saying that this is that, but it's just not something that I've sat here and I went, yes, I need this. This is one I'm also thinking about. It's The Sky on Fire. I got this because it had a dragon, and I like dragons. This is also so cool. The cover is so cool because I'm pretty sure this is a dragon, but it also looks like a mountain, a castle. Like, I thought this was such a fucking unique and fun cover. This is one I'm a little more hesitant about. I'm gonna read the first few sentences. I might keep this one. And if the time comes when I do an unhaul again and I still have had no desire to read this and have it put on my physical TBR, then I'll get rid of it. This is the first time that I've actually truly considered getting rid of this, I believe, so she can stay for now. I'm gonna get rid of Long Past Dues, though. I bought this when I was sad one time and I went to the bookstore and I wanted to buy some books. This is the second book in this series, so this is gonna go too. The rest of these can stay, though, because I want them. I honestly think that might be it over here. I've read a decent amount of the books over here, or I have enough interest in it right now to want to keep it. Okay, though, we have 4 books, and honestly, I used to never be able to even get rid of 1 book. So, 4 books, not the biggest haul I've ever done of unhauling, but a decent amount. That saved me some space, so that's nice. I got this little fidget thing, and I love it. It's this little cube, and I'm just going to show you in slow-mo. So you can do this, and then down, and then you can split it back open, and this, and down, and split it back open. And it has a nice weight to it. I like the noise it makes, but I would never probably use this in public when it's like quiet and people can hear that, because people would probably find that fucking irritating. And so if you were ever looking for a little fidget that wasn't like the spinny thing and you wanted something where like you're doing something in your hands, highly suggest this. I don't know if there's going to be anything here that I truly want to get rid of right now. I feel like mostly everything on these shelves are stuff that I want to at least give a shot, but I might start a rule where, so my friend Dylan, he started doing the letting like a spinning wheel choose what book he reads off of his physical T-bar. I might start that, but not as insane. Like, he is burning through those books. It's gonna take me a while, but I might do like 1 a month, and the rule would be if I don't read it by the end of the month, I have to get rid of it, because that means I just wasn't motivated into it. There's not enough desire to where I actually wanted to read it. I think that's probably how I'll end up getting rid of stuff off my physical TBR, but as of right now, I'm going to take a quick look and just see if there's anything where I'm immediately like, yeah, I know we could get rid of that. You know what? I think it's going to be One for My Enemy. Oh, it's so pretty, but I've talked about this one. Like, this is one I think almost every time I've unhauled books, I've thought about this one. And out of the 2 that I have, this one and Masters of Death, I have more interest in reading Masters of Death, and I've only ever read one Olivia Blake book before, and it was the love story one. I didn't like it that much, and I don't know if I'm someone who really resonates with her writing, her storytelling, but I wanted to give her another chance. However, because I think because I had such like a not super fun Alone with You in the Ether, that's what it's called. I was trying to think of that the whole time I was speaking. But I think because I didn't have a great first impression with it, and there were a lot of factors that played into me not really liking that book, I just haven't really been super interested in reading her other books. Oh, and I've read The Atlas 6 by her, and I DNF'd it. That wasn't fully her fault. That was kind of me just like not being... I was in a reading slump. Long story fucking short, my god. Between One for My Enemy and Masters of Death, I'm more interested in Masters of Death. So... I think every time I've unhauled, this has been up for grabs, like maybe I'll get rid of it, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll want to read it. This is one where if I want to read it, I'll read it on Kindle, but I do not need to own it. It's not one I ever think of, it's not one I even consider when it comes to my physical TBR, whereas Masters of Death, it has been. I think that might be it. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do something. I think the last time I unhauled, I got rid of a bunch of books by this one author. There were ones I hadn't read and I was never going to read because I didn't like the books that I had read by this individual. And though I read these books, I think everyone knows that I didn't really like them. The second one, my favorite. I inhaled that shit. I think it is time for me to unhaul ACOTAR. Now, I am going to ask my friend if she wants any of these because I had a duplicate of the first two. I had them in paperback and then I ended up buying the rest like as a set in hardcover because it was actually cheaper for me to do than buy the last three that I needed in paperback. So I know she has the first two. I'll see if she's interested in the other three. If not, they're all going in the little free library, or even if she does want the last three, then the first two will go in the little free library. But this takes up a lot of space on my bookshelf. It's not one that I have showing in any videos because I don't want people to think that I like it. Nothing to do with her as a person. Everything to do with her as a storyteller. I don't like it. It upsets me. And it's never something where I'm sitting here and I'm really talking about it and like, oh yeah, I should suggest A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's just not something that I like. Now, I do understand that this is a great introduction for people who maybe read mostly romance or they want to get into fantasy and they want a soft introduction. This is good. However, if you've read a lot of fantasy, especially high fantasy, I don't think this will resonate with you. You won't like it as much. It's higher than Fourth Wing, but lower than mostly every other fantasy book I have read. The one thing I'll say, and I said this before, and I'll keep saying it, because I believe in it, is SJM is very good at characters and interpersonal relationships. And I think that's the only thing that really kept me going with it. But could I tell you what the continuous big picture story was throughout the whole series? No. So we are unhauling ACOTAR. This is a lot of books, taking up a lot of space, and now I'll get it back. Honestly, I don't know what I'll do with that room. I do. I always do this. Every time I'm on haul books, I'm like, wow, I have so much room, it's going to stay empty for so long. It won't. And on that note, I think this is a good place to end off. This was like I don't know how long this video will actually be. I don't know how many times I picked up this camera. I know there are a lot of times where I just didn't. This is one where I really just picked up when I was like, hey, let's chit chat. I didn't read nearly as much as I wanted to, but that's because of the funk I fell into. I don't think I told you guys. I fell into a funk for about 2 days. It was not a good time. And I just kind of existed. I was like this empty vessel just existing because I had to. I also thought I was going to get some writing done, but I was in the funk, and so writing did not take place. And that's okay. You know, I'm really learning to give myself grace. I feel a lot of like my motivation and all of that coming back for this coming week, which is very exciting. And I'll probably do some more vloggies. I feel like most of the videos here will be like these longer like vlogs, and then a mixture of like the booked and writing episodes, which I do want to film one of those, but I've just been thinking about what I want to talk about. There's a lot of things that have been happening that almost everyone and their mother and their great-great-grandmother are chiming in on that. Yeah, I have my thoughts and I've chimed in on them with my friends, but not everyone needs to chime in on things. Like, I want to talk about things that I would look back in a week or a month or a year and be like, yeah, I'm happy I spoke about that, instead of certain things being like, why did you talk about that? Like, why did you let this momentary thing of irritation or just whatever it might be something that you spoke about for 40 minutes and put on the internet to live forever? I'm very kind of picky about those things I talk about because it's got to be something where I'm like, I genuinely want to talk about this and discuss it, and I think it's a good conversation piece. But, you know, like the 2 book deal thing with the one guy on TikTok, there's a lot to that. And there's an easy thing to it. Like, yes, is it unfair? Yes. But would you also take the opportunity if you were that individual? Yes, you would. If that opportunity was given to anyone who ever had even the smallest desire to write a book, if a publisher came up and had said, hey, we want to give you a 2-book deal, you would say yes. You wouldn't be like, no, I'm not deserving of it. I mean, I'm sure there are some people, and I know that there are some people who have been approached that way who have said no. But if you had something in mind, if you've always wanted to write a book, if whatever it might be, most people, I would say like 95% of people would not turn that down. And that's really all that comes down to. Do I have my own personal thoughts and feelings? Yeah, but so does everyone. So does everyone. And also, that topic was just like so dived into for about, 2 to 3 days. And now I think there's something new already. That's just kind of how media works. It's like high school. There's the one drama piece, and then next week it's going to be a whole new thing and everyone forgets about it. There, I talked about it. That's all I really had to say. I'm not going to stretch that into a 40-minute long episode. I have been thinking about it. I want to do that. I also want to be a little bit more consistent with posting on here, but like I said, I'll probably make most of them like vlogs, and if it's a week where I'm not doing shit, I mean, I can talk, but I don't really see the point in that. So I'm just trying to like think of different things to do on here. If you have anything that you would like to see, any type of videos or anything, let me know. I take suggestions. Doesn't mean I'll always do them, but I take them. I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me and kind of like bopping around. And I'm probably gonna go finish Animal Farm and then try to figure out what other audiobook I want to listen to this month. Okay, bye.